This is Sybert signing into this video, and wait, is there something on the lens? Yeah, I think that got it. How's that for an intro gimmick? As some of you may have noticed, I haven't really been putting out as much content as I did once upon a time, as is the way with things. I did mention in the past that I have been focusing more on university, as I'm going to be finishing up university in just a couple of weeks. I will be graduating with my 4-year degree, and then from there, I will of course be looking to move into full-time work. Right now I do work part-time, and I go to university full-time, which is why I don't dedicate very much time to producing VODs anymore. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to step back a bit further than that. And I'm using the phrase step back very specifically because I don't want it to be like a, hey, I'm gone, I'm leaving forever, goodbye, I'll never see any of you again. Because certainly Command & Conquer has become a way bigger portion of my life than I ever thought it would. And I mean, when I think back to, I think mid to late 2011, when I first joined Non-Soldier Girl, making Community Battlecast Primetime, it was just kind of a fun thing to fill some time, and then it turned into so much more with me starting my own channel, and then all of the tournaments that I've been a part of, all of the stuff that we've done in Red Alert 3 and Kane's Wrath, even in some of the mods and other community games. It's been a ton of fun, and I've met some incredible people, I've made some good friends, and it's led to many opportunities other than just, doing Command & Conquer stuff. I've even met some of the guys from Command & Conquer in real life, which is a really cool experience. So it definitely saddens me to be making a video like this, effectively announcing that from here on out, I will not be putting any effort into really producing VODs. And what I mean by that is, again, I don't want this to be like a, hey, goodbye, I'm gone forever, but certainly I am stepping away. And while I would like to be able to come back in the future, maybe after a couple of months, and get back to producing VODs, get back into the tournament scene as well, I don't know that that will ever happen. This may be my last video ever uploaded on this channel. Hopefully not, because streams are still on the table. I would like to keep streaming at least occasionally, maybe the odd tournament here or there. I won't be organizing any of those tournaments. I won't be casting replays outside of that. As you guys have probably noticed, I've hardly been doing that anyways, and I'm tired of just kind of the halfway, non-committal, one way or the other effort that I've been putting in. I much prefer to either cut things off or go full-time. And unfortunately, real life does take priority, so Command & Conquer is going to have to take a step back. But as I said, streaming is still on the table, so particularly things that I can just sort of show up to and stream or be in someone else's stream are definitely still on the table. Low time commitment sort of projects are the only thing that I'll be doing. I don't know what the future of my channel is going to look like, so if you want to throw your hands up in the air and unsubscribe, that's totally fine. I don't know that there will be any more content for sure. There's a couple of videos that I still would like to put out, but I can't guarantee they're going to come out. Number one, the 3-year Q&A, which somehow I still haven't done. I keep forgetting about it. And then the stream that Sparty and I did, and I think Cyberstorm also joined us for a little bit of that. So we played some Renegade Wars. I would like to upload that. There are so many cool things going on in Command & Conquer, which is one of the reasons why I'm so sad to be leaving at this time. And certainly there are projects that I never really got to fulfill within Command & Conquer, some things that I never really got to do. And when I think about particularly the tournaments that we ran in Red Alert 3 and the tournaments that I'm going to be missing in Kane's Wrath, Tib Wars, Red Alert 3, and even those games that I kind of stopped casting a bit, Generals and 0 Hour, all of the action that I'm going to miss certainly does make me sad. So I thank you all very much for watching over the past 3.5 years. It's been kind of silly in some ways, the amount of time and effort that Command & Conquer has taken up in my life, but I do not regret it in the slightest. I'm very happy with all of the things that I have done, and I feel like at the very least, I caused more good than I did harm, as certainly some people not a fan of my videos, but that is totally okay. Some of you probably even remember the days when I was far worse at casting, not that I'm particularly good now, but when I was far worse and stuck through it all. So thank you to you guys, and of course, we've had some trying times in the Command & Conquer community as well with the cancellation of Generals 2 or the Command & Conquer free-to-play. That was really quite sad to see that happen. All the devs being laid off, and the just general death of Command & Conquer as a whole happened in the last couple of years. Really, TIB Alliances is the only thing that's official, and that's not quite what we were looking for in a new Command & Conquer experience. But a big shout out to those guys who work on that. When I think of all of the cool community projects, all of the tournaments, all of the games, all of the action and the friends that I'm gonna miss, it really does make me sad about leaving, and it's definitely one of the reasons that I haven't already gone on and started focusing more on just work in general. The community in Command & Conquer is amazing in so many ways. We've got our fair share of trolls and people who are difficult to work with, but we've also got some incredible community members, some great players, and some wonderful personalities all throughout. Command & Conquer remains my favorite RTS franchise by a long ways, and the Command & Conquer games will always hold a high place in my heart, and I am going to continue being involved in other gaming communities at a very limited rate, as I have been the past year or so. Also, a shout out to all of the CNC Online guys who really have in the last year done a huge amount of work to keep the online multiplayer competitive community alive for the later Command & Conquer games, while you've got guys who run CNCnet, XWIS, and the other community servers which support earlier made Command & Conquer games. I'm gonna have to do some shoutouts, but I feel so bad because I know that there are people that I can't include on this list just for the sake of time. I know that there are people that I may even forget, and that really sucks, so I almost don't want to do shoutouts like at all. This small shoutout list is not at all an inclusive list, and I apologize in advance to the people who have been a pretty big deal in the Command & Conquer community that I've dealt with that I do not include on this list. But as I mentioned previously, Nod Soldier Girl, she's the one who actually got me back into the Command & Conquer community about mid-2011 when she produced Community Battlecast Primetime. Without that, I don't know that I would ever actually have come back, because I was just a single-player noob when I was a first kind of part of the community, and I didn't really interact with anyone on forums or any place like that. So the only reason I was really ever a part of the community was because of her efforts and that show. Of course, all of the Game Replays staff deserve many cheers for the work and the effort that they put in. Rage of Heat, aka Inspector Rage, who has worked alongside me over the past, 2-ish years to produce just some of the best community content for Red Alert 3 that we have seen in quite some time. All of the guys on the Kane's Wrath section as well. And of course, you got the General's Gentlemen, who I'm repping their shirt. The Machine is one of those guys that I kind of first bonded with in the Command & Conquer community, who's still around and who's still doing cool things. So a shout out to him, and Archon Hawk, who's a part of that team as well. And then there's Sparty, who I met far later than some of the other people in the Command & Conquer community, but he has been a ton of fun to stream with, and definitely a really great guy and caster. I'm thankful for all of the fun times we've had on stream, and maybe there will be a couple more out there. So guys, just to recap quickly, I'm basically going to be gone after this. I won't be dead, so I'll still be on Skype, I'll still be reachable via email and even messages, all that sort of stuff. I'm not dying, I just won't really be doing anything actively in the community. Which again, does make me sad, but it's one of those things that just kind of has to happen. So thank you all very much for watching. It's been a great 3.5 years. You guys are absolutely incredible, and thanks for all the good times. This is Sybert, one last time, signing out.